Compared to other eras in world history, the Old West really hasn't received a large number of quality games. To date, only a few have actually been genuinely entertaining, with Rockstar's Red Dead Revolver topping the heap. Earlier this generation, both Gun and Call of Juarez were released, neither really capturing the more alluring aspects of the genre. With Ubisoft's Call of Juarez Bound in Blood, the publisher is taking another swing at the franchise, hoping to make a fistful of dollars by revisiting the Old West, and hopefully doing a better job of it. Bound in Blood is a prequel to Call of Juarez, and follows Thomas and Ray McCall, the father and uncle of the main character in the original. It begins with a cutscene of the two in a standoff, fighting over a mysterious woman about to fire upon each other. The view then turns to their brother, a preacher named William, who recalls the events that led up to the confrontation, starting during the Civil War. The actual narrative is involving and interesting, tapping inspiration from classic Western films like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly and The Magnificent Seven. Bound in Blood lasts about 6 hours, but has a large amount of replayability thanks to what Ubisoft calls dual collaborative gameplay. Each level allows the player to choose which of the two brothers to play as, each offering a different path, revealing different sides to the story. Optional side quests also pop up, offering a chance to collect on bounties in short, open-world quests. They're a departure from the otherwise linear single-player levels, offering a brief chance to enjoy a few dozen acres of desert and gear up for the next job. It's easy to be pulled in by the McCall family, no matter how dysfunctional they might be. It's a traditional Western tale of revenge, lust, and greed, all of the ingredients for a good shootout. There's really no reason Western games aren't more popular. The era is ripe for exploration based on the weaponry of the time alone, sitting in a valley in between semi-automatic weapons and muskets. Bound in Blood takes advantage of that, with different types of weapons that come in several varieties. The actual gunplay itself is very polished, making players feel like genuine gunslingers. Most of the game's unique features come from the collaborative gameplay. Despite their constant quarrels, the McCalls work together well, helping each other up ledges and providing cover fire. Other times they'll actually work together more directly, joining together to shoot up a room and clear it of enemies. Besides following slightly different story arcs, the brothers also have their own style of fighting. Thomas is more agile and has access to a lasso, which can be used to climb to higher locations, and a bow. Ray, on the other hand, is more powerful and can smash down doors, dual-wield pistols, and throw dynamite. They also both have access to their own special meters, which charge up when enemies are killed. Ray's allows him to unload on a group of enemies, while Thomas's has him automatically targeting all nearby foes for quick one-shot kills. The differences aren't all too drastic in execution, but both character styles will likely have their followers. In typical Western style, many of the game's boss encounters are duels between two characters. During these segments, the left analog stick controls movement, while the right only controls the player's hand. These segments can be tense and difficult, relying on quick reflexes and patience, but are ultimately rewarding. The only issues with the actual gameplay is in the lack of a melee system and the flawed cover system, which gains points for the attempt but loses them for execution. Players will automatically take cover on walls and objects, and the right analog stick controls their movement. It so infrequently works that it can never be relied upon, and it usually kicks in at inopportune moments. It's a good idea in theory, but it's so inconsistent that it's best to pretend it isn't a part of the McCall's arsenal at all. All in all, it's a well put together shooter, giving Western fans something to get excited about for the first time in years. From Civil War battlefields to cliff tops and towns, Bound in Blood offers a wide variety of locations to explore, sporting wonderful environments and gorgeous graphics. Particle effects look great, and the developers do an admirable job at immersing the player in the setting. The voice acting is top-notch, and the game's script is generally entertaining.
Wouldn't want a big old snake slithering up your skirt.
How big?
While most cutscenes are done in-engine, William occasionally narrates still images, bridging the gap between levels with well-written and spoken slides. Bound in Blood's music is also impressive, filling each level with fitting instrumental scores and bumping the prequel's presentation well past that of the original. While co-op is mysteriously absent, Bound in Blood comes complete with a collection of multiplayer options. The 5 modes range from a typical team deathmatch to an objective-based selection called Wild West Legends, but none really stand out as being all that different from the offerings of other shooters. There are a number of playable classes with more available as unlocks, but nothing in the multiplayer is all too alluring. If the promises of a solid shooter with late 1800s weaponry doesn't sound all too interesting, Bound in Blood does little to sweeten the deal. That said, it might be just enough for fans of the era. Gamers looking for an entertaining Western-themed shooter should look no further than Call of Juarez Bound in Blood. There's nothing incredible about it, but it's a strong title with a solid enough story to keep most people interested. It might just be a holdout until Red Dead Redemption comes out, but that doesn't mean it isn't a good deal of fun, and it's easy to recommend checking the game out for anyone with an itchy trigger finger. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out the full text review on Gamervision.com.